This is WBOC News at 6, Delmarva's news leader.
Well, the skies have cleared nicely now, but it was a wet and windy day for much of Delmarva as Tropical Storm Faye made its way up the coast. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to WBOC News at 6. I'm Steve Hammond. This was the scene in Ocean City. This was just a little while ago, well after the storm had passed. Floodwaters remaining in some spots in the resort town. Cars still taking it slow, trying to get through some flooded intersections. Ocean City had at least 5 inches of rain, but we're going to check in with Chief Meteorologist Dan Satterfield in a bit to get the total numbers from Ocean City and elsewhere. Our cameras in Sussex County. This is west of Coastal Highway. Some of these towns getting pounded by rain and wind. This was in Broadkill. As Faye moved inland, heavy rainfall and flooding came to areas like Long Neck and Oak Orchard. They're used to it there. And Faye leaving puddles in some places, submerging lawns and others. And our cameras in Fenwick caught some rough surf building earlier today. The beach areas, waves crashing there. Most beaches closed to swimmers today for obvious reasons. We will likely see some beach erosion in some spots from this storm. And there was much more water in the marina than usual there. You can see the water level just almost over the docks there at Catch 54 in the ditch right along the Maryland-Delaware line. Faye is the 6th named storm in this 2020 Atlantic hurricane season. WBOC's Faith Woodard has more from Ocean City now, which saw its fair share of rain and wind as well as flooding.
Wet windshields, splashes from buses and cars driving through floodwaters, and overturned trash cans. A soggy mess in Ocean City this morning.
I woke up at 4 a.m. and it was pounding on the roof. It was just pounding, and yeah, we could barely drive through it. It was bad.
Flags were drenched in rain. Many parked cars had wheels surrounded by water and random objects carried away by the wind. Only some of the effects felt on Delmarva from Tropical Storm Faye, effects some people wanted no part of.
We're gonna stay inside. We're gonna play some dominoes and stay inside.
But for those who could not avoid the roads today, the Maryland State Highway Administration urged caution for Maryland's eastern shore. Drivers were urged to be on the lookout for downed power lines, fallen trees or limbs, traffic signals that were down, and more.
Yeah, the wind is really heavy. I just walked and the wind is very heavy.
SHA also urged drivers in light of Tropical Storm Faye to never underestimate the water, saying that just 6 inches of fast-moving water can knock over and carry away an adult, and 12 inches of fast-moving water can carry away a small car. Despite the fact that Ocean City only saw moderate flooding, drivers were still cautious.
I would not recommend driving through it.
Reporting in Ocean City, Faith Woodard, WBOC News, Delmarva's news leader.
Flooding, obviously the common theme today on Delmarva. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Dan Satterfield, who shows us exactly how much rain fell across the peninsula. Dan?
All right, we'll do it indeed, Steve. And I'll tell you, this is a really good reminder that we tend to focus too much on the wind in a tropical storm system. Even a weak tropical storm can bring some havoc. Look at that rainfall in Ocean City, 5.44 inches. On the west side of Delmarva, only 4/10 in Cambridge. Blackwater, 11/100. Dover, 3 inches. Seaford, 2.7. Salisbury, 2 inches. The worst of the rain, though, that was on the coast of Sussex County. And I'll toss over to my cohort, Paul Williams. He's going to update you on that. Paul, you all really got soaked over there, didn't you?
Thanks, Dan. Well, Tropical Storm Faye dropped a hammer on us on the coast as well. In Lewis, we had just shy of 7 inches there. Lewis, Nassau, 5.84. In Harbison, 5.69, just shy of 5.5 inches in Rehoboth Beach, and we're just shy of a 5.25 in Slaughter Beach. In Prime Hook, 4.86 inches of rain that fell as of this afternoon. Now in Milton, we dropped about 4.83 inches of rain, just shy of 4 inches in Milford. Indian River, over 4 inches, 4.12. And then we're looking at Dagsboro, 3.82, 3.5, just over that in Lincoln, and in Georgetown, 3.63 inches. Back to you, Steve.
All right, Paul Williams, thank you. So how did eastern Sussex County fare with all that rainfall? Here's Jared Leedy from our sister station, WRDE.
Tropical Storm Faye hit pretty hard here along the eastern shore, especially here in Fenwick Island. This is the intersection of Route 1 and Route 54, and as you can see, the lights are blinking and the intersection is completely flooded. If you follow me a little bit further this way, DelDOT says that someone actually ran into this pedestrian pole and knocked it down. Early this morning, Tropical Storm Faye brought rain to the coast along with strong winds. But people still came out to watch Mother Nature at work.
I just love the power of the ocean and how a little tropical storm named Faye can kick up these waves like you're out in California.
DelDOT crews were all around Sussex County today, trying to help notify drivers of dangerous areas like this section of Route 1 just south of the Indian River Inlet.
Pay attention to your surroundings. Be aware that even though the water may not look deep, it could be significantly deeper, and proceed with the utmost caution in mind.
DelDOT also set up a truck in Fenwick Island where a pedestrian pole was knocked over. Delmarva Power says that it was going to have additional crews on hand today in case there was any emergencies. And Delmarva Power also says that families should be ready for emergencies like this at any time. Denrex says beach erosion along the coast was minor, despite the strong, tall waves. Officials say if there was any damage to the beach, it should recover over the next few days of expected calm weather. But these waves were an attraction for Mary Kelly.
Well, when I first came out, it was pouring rain and the winds were like pushing me back off the ocean. Then it just calmed down and finally got out to the ocean. The waves, I swear, they had to be over 10 feet.
Delmarva Power's outage map shows areas affected by the storm. The company says a few hundred people were affected in Sussex County and only a few people experienced outages. Weather reports showed up to 57-mile-per-hour wind gusts and up to 5 inches of accumulation across Sussex County. I'm WRDE's Jared Leedy for WBOC News, Delmarva's news leader.